everyone, welcome to another episode of Ask Flora. I'm Flora Sage, 6-time author, intuition expert, and founder of the Flora Sage Therapies Institute, which is the place for ethical spiritual development and your place for online spiritual learning. And today's topic comes from Michael, and he says, Flora, I hear you mention ethical spirituality, but what exactly do you mean by that? Thanks, Michael. Well, Michael, this is a really fabulous question. And the first thing that we're going to look at is the definition of ethics. Now, we're going to take a simple definition here. So the first simple definition is involving questions of right and wrong behavior relating to ethics. And to take that one step further, following accepted rules of behavior, morality, right, and good. So this is something that I actually teach in depth at the Flora Sage Therapies Institute. I teach it in my professional ethical training program, and I also teach it in my healing certification program. Now, one of the things that when you look at ethics, you also want to look at boundaries, because boundaries and ethics are very much commingled. So when you look at your boundaries and boundaries that resonate with you, you have your set of boundaries. Now, what might be a healthy boundary for you might not be a healthy boundary for somebody else. And what you find ethical or right or wrong in your life might not be ethical for somebody else. And what might be ethical for somebody else might not be ethical for you. Now, ethics also, in my personal and professional opinion, is really honoring somebody else's wisdom and free will. And this is where ethics and spirituality come in. Is there are several teachers out there in the spiritual realm, past and present, who have played off of the fears and the naivety of their tribe to basically line their own pocketbook or to benefit themselves. They do this by thinking that the other people don't know better, thinking that they know better than that person, again, playing off of their fears and saying, if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen, or brainwashing them into thinking that what they know and what they feel is right really isn't. And so really allowing yourself to get clear on what your healthy boundaries are for you, and also what your version of what's right and wrong is, will help you set your own standard of boundaries and ethics in your own spiritual practice. But then also, in looking at other teachers and looking at other colleagues, really allow yourself to look at how they present themselves, what their unspoken ethics and boundaries are, by how they teach and how they instruct and how they conduct themselves with their tribe. And that will be able to show you and illustrate for you how their ethical standards really are coming through in their practices. So in a nutshell, if you don't want somebody to do something to you, then don't do it. And then whether somebody's doing something to you and you don't like it, you can choose to say, okay, stop, I don't like this. And so again, ethics is kind of a two-way street. Well, it's not kind of, it is a two-way street. You have to honor your boundaries, your wisdom, and the things that you value and your free will, and you also have to honor other people's. But again, you know, when you honor something and honor that wisdom that we all hold and that free will and your version of right and wrong, that's really that ethics in a nutshell. Like I said, is if you don't want somebody to do something to you, don't do it. And if somebody does something to you that you don't like, let them know and say, hey, you've crossed a line, or hey, you've crossed a boundary, and I don't find this ethical. I give lots of examples in my psychic development training about unethical behavior. I also have a video about ethics in healing that I'll post a link below to if you're interested. And I'm very adamant about strong ethics and being mindful of boundaries when you're in a healing space, when you are in a spiritual space as well. But I believe everything in life is a spiritual experience. But so very quickly, I'll give you a really quick example of unethical behavior for my own life. So several years ago, I was teaching my certified ethical intuitive consultant, or my certified psychic program, and I had a new batch of students come in, and at the time I taught the ethics portion around class 3 or 4. Now I actually teach it class number 1. And after the first couple sessions that we had, I posted something on my Facebook page about doing a healing session on myself. Well, while I was doing the healing session, I was open to universal source energy, and I kept feeling this weird funky vibe come in, and I was like, I don't like this. And so I just stopped the healing session, cleared my energy, and moved about my day. The next day I get an email from somebody in my psychic development program saying, oh, hey, I saw your Facebook post, I hope you don't mind, but I sent you Reiki energy. And I said, well, actually, I do mind. I find it very unethical that you sent me energy without asking my permission. And she said, well, but it's universal source energy, yada, yada. And I said, well, it's not your place to heal me. It's my place to heal me. And do not do that ever again. And I made a very firm statement of, you crossed my boundary. I found it very unethical, and I don't appreciate it. She got really mad. She ended up quitting my program, which was fine, because I don't want somebody in my programs or in the Institute that feels that they know better than somebody else. And I know that this is very strong, and a lot of people have a lot of opinions about healing energy in general, but this is that debate about ethics and not ethics, and this is why I'm so passionate about teaching ethics at the Flora Sage Therapies Institute, and about getting the word out about ethics, and why we should, as spiritual practitioners and teachers and mentors and guides, why we should have a very clear picture about ethics in our own practice and in our own life, and be able to articulate when somebody has crossed a boundary, so that in our practice we can do the same, and we can hold other people to the same standards. So, Michael, I hope that this has helped define or clarify this for you. Please sit with this and see if this resonates with you or not. And if you like this video, please thumbs up, or give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, or any other social media platform, as well as in email. And if you've really loved it, please subscribe so you won't miss one single episode of Ask Flora. And if you have not gotten your free gift yet, please go to florasage.com and claim your free gift. Until next time, bye-bye.